Hi, my name is Chris. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing Leetcode problem 1854, maximum population year in JavaScript. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna read this. Let's look at these examples. So we have a 2D array, right? Every inner array is going to have two numbers. And these are going to be years, right? And so this represents a person's birth year and death year. Okay, so person 1 was born in 1993 and died in 1999. Person 2 was born in 2000, died in 2010. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find which year in between all the years listed, right, is the maximum population. And then we need to return the lowest year with the maximum population. So another thing too you want to keep in mind here, note that the person is not counted on the year that they die. Okay. So this needs to be -1. So you want to really consider 1993 through 1998 for this person, 2000 through 2009 for this person. Well, every year from a starting point in between for both of these is going to be 1, right? So the maximum population is 1, and 1993 is the earliest year with this population, so we return 1993. I think this is a little bit easier or better example to understand the problem in example 2. So if we look at these, we look at every year between 1950 and 1960, not 61 because we don't count the person in the year that they die. And then 1960 to 1970, 1970, 1980. Well, 1960 we have 2 people alive. Whereas every other year listed or in between, we only have 1 person. So we return 1960. So that's how this works. Let's go ahead and grab this variable here. Let's move on over to CodePen. Now, let's create our function. Func, and then let's log all this to the console. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an object. Now we're going to loop through logs, and what we're going to do a nested for loop. The outer loop is going to loop through every person, and the inner for loop is going to count up from the first element of the array in each person to the last element in the array, -1. And what we're going to do is we're going to say if this year exists as a key in the object, we increment it by 1. If it doesn't, we create that key and set it to 1. That way we're keeping track of how many people in this array are alive at every given year. So we can say for let I equal 0 if I is less than logs dot length I plus plus. So if we log that to the console, you're going to see each person's birth and each inner array, and then we need an inner for loop. We're going to set j to logs at I is 0, so basically the first number here. We're going to say if j is less than logs at I at 1, j plus plus. Now if we log j to the console, you're going to see basically every year in between these 2 years, but not including the death year. So 50 goes up to 60, and then we go to the next one, right? So 60 goes up to 70, and then we go to the next person. 70 goes up to 80. Perfect. That's what we want. So in here, now we can say, we can check to see if J exists as a key in the object, like this. This is a ternary operator. And we're going to say if object, or if that exists in object, we're going to say object J plus plus. We're going to increment it, so that's going to keep track of how many people are alive during that year. If it doesn't exist, we need to set object and J to 1. So now if we return object, yeah, we see all this, right? And you notice that they're all 1 except for 1960 and 1970, because those are the only 2 years in which 2 people exist. Every other year, only 1 person exists. So the next thing we need to do is we need to figure out a way to how we can sort this in a way that the years with most people alive come first, and we still have the lowest year coming before the higher year, right? So we need to sort this way in a way that 1960, 2 people comes first, and then 1972 people comes next, and then we go through the list of all the years with 1 person. So the way we can do this is we can loop through our object now by saying, oops, for not let, you don't need let. No, that doesn't matter. Say let key in object, and then we're going to push into array. Now what we're going to do is we're going to push in an object, and we're going to say year is going to equal key, and number is going to equal object at key. Okay. And we need to create the array. Sorry. All right, so now if we return this array, you're going to get an array of objects, right? And so now what we can do is we can sort this array by number. So A, B dot number minus A dot number. And now it should be sorted. Right, so now we see the first 2 with the number 2 come first, and the lower year is first. So what we can just do here is return, it needs to be a number, not a string, array 0 dot year. There you go, 1960. All right, let's go ahead and copy all our code. Let's paste it back into Leetcode. Format it, and let's submit it. Fantastic. All right, hopefully you found this video enjoyable and helpful. If you did, please give it a like. It helps my channel to grow. If you'd like to see more like these, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again real soon.